Yay!
Sweet.
It is working.
Take it away.
What's up, guys? The sky? Ha ha ha! Welcome to this new episode of Moments of My Life. We're back, guys.
We back.
We're back.
Run that intro.
Welcome to the Moments My Life podcast. This episode features adults using adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
How's that feeling?
Satan, shut the fuck up.
Sweet.
Okay, so it's been a while, guys.
It has been a while.
But hey, we're back. We've been on tour all of January, supporting the Bottom Line.
Yeah, which is
We've
sick.
we did a couple of headline shows: Amsterdam, Glasgow.
That was Amsterdam was fucking sick.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
I'm
sick.
sure we'll get into these
Yes.
specifics when we're
Specifically.
going, but yeah.
For
so
sure.
in the last 2 weeks, then you guys have both been
Jet setters.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah,
off
yeah.
all over the place.
Jetting off all over the place.
Tell us
Absolutely.
all about it, Bron. Where were you at?
Oh, so I went to Disneyland Paris. It was it's so magical, and I've been about 31 times to Disney.
Go-
You say
31.
about like about 31.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, but that's
Could
including
be 34. You know.
Could be, yeah.
not just Disneyland Paris,
All Disney's.
all Disney's. And we took my best friend Caitlin. You'd have heard her on the podcast actually.
Big fan
Season
of the podcast.
1.
Shout out to Caitlin.
Shout out to Caitlin. And yeah, it was her first time, and oh
That's
my
so
gosh,
amazing.
it was amazing.
What was your favorite ride?
I love. Well, there's 2 different parks. So in Disney Studios, there's definitely Crush's Coaster,
Nice.
which it's a Finding Nemo ride, and you
I
sit
see.
in, and it doesn't go upside down, but it turns as you're. It's like a big roller coaster.
Like on a plane, how like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
right.
spins around and
Oh,
stuff.
Oh right.
Sick.
Oh
It's insane.
sick.
It's so good. And then probably from the other park. Oh, Space Mountain. Hyperspace Mountain.
Yes.
That was Pete's first
My
ever roller
first-
coaster.
Yeah.
Your first
That was it.
ever roller
No,
coaster.
I think I know. I went on one in Gulliver's World
Nice.
when I was like 6
Yeah.
or something. But no, yeah, first.
I guess
Yeah,
you guys
first.
aren't really close to like theme parks, are you?
No, the nearest
Alton
one I guess
Towers-
was
Alton
Camelot.
Towers is like next to me.
Yeah,
it's-
Camelot's probably the closest, and then
Right.
Alton Towers.
Yeah.
But there's nothing
Blimey.
like in the
It's because I live like
Blackpool.
I live now super close. Yeah, you got like what is it
Pleasure Beach.
Yeah. I live like super close to Alton Towers now, but I live like
Thorpe Park.
35, 40 minutes away from Thorpe Park.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I've never been to Thorpe Park.
Thorpe Park
Still.
is fucking great.
Oh my god, let's all go in the summer.
Yeah, I'll be down for that.
I love roller coasters. Yeah, no, I'll
Actually,
sit and
it
hold
is
everyone's
fun.
bags.
It is a lot of fun just to be around, especially
Yeah,
on like
yeah,
a summer's
totally.
day, because it's just like a.
No, I
and
went to
there's some good food.
I went to Alton Towers when I was younger and didn't fucking go on anything, but had a great,
Oh.
had a
Alton
lovely
Towers
day.
is. I went once and I remember it being so much fun.
Yeah, it's
So
a cool
good.
place. Did you ever go to Camelot? The one that's
Nah, I've
like,
never been to
man,
Camelot.
it was sick. It was all like medieval themed,
Yeah.
as you can.
I
guess,
assume
but
it's
was-
like called Camelot because it's like on like the Merlin thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a
yeah,
mate
yeah,
that's
yeah.
done all of them because he's got a Merlin pass. So he's done like every fucking theme
Nice.
park that's under the Merlin name.
All I know is that I'm sure some kid died on Excalibur
Ooh.
when we were younger.
Well,
so that
it
all
was. I went to Gulliver's World when I was 3 or 4, with my nursery, and
Your nursery.
my playgroup in it. when I was
Is Gulliver's
3.
World like a toddler's?
no, no. I think it's.
Is it like
I think
Legoland?
it's
It's
a-
like you can kind of get away with it if you're 18, but like
yeah.
if you're like 14, it's like the place to go.
Yes,
Right,
I reckon so. I mean, I
Yeah.
last went when I was a child. I remember how young I was because I was playing Pokemon Sapphire in the back of the car. on
No.
the way there. So I was like 11, 12, I reckon.
fair.
But yeah, I went, and it was like 3 weeks later, a little boy died on the ride. Fell off.
So sad.
It's just
Thorpe
So I
Park
was
is
like,
like
never go
big
again.
for like accidents.
Oh,
That's, like,
really?
it's had like 4 in the last like I'd say like 7 years.
It's why I don't really.
But
go
isn't
for
that
them.
like?
It's not.
But it's
Wait,
people
one.
getting stuck. More
Yeah,
than, like,
yeah.
I mean, one girl. I don't think anyone's died at Thorpe Park, but I'm pretty sure one girl. She got like her car or thing like smashed into the back of another one. She lost her legs,
Oh.
but her payout. Not saying you'd rather have money than legs, but her
Wait,
payout.
no, this
her
was-
payout was like 8 million or something.
That was the girl on the Smile, wasn't it? The
Yeah,
Smiler.
the Smiler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's Alton Towers, isn't it? Not Thorpe
Alton
Park.
Towers, yeah.
Oh, was it?
No,
Yeah.
but guess what? It was her first date with a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
And she was a dancer, wasn't
Yeah.
she? Yeah.
Do you reckon that's
believe
why she
so.
got such a good payout?
Yeah,
'Cause,
future
like,
earnings.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fair play.
potential future owners. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'd rather have legs.
So Disneyland was lovely.
Yeah. Nice.
Place of
Nice.
dreams and happy.
What was your favourite part of like Disneyland as a whole, not just the ride?
Oh my gosh. I absolutely love the parades.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I also love when we all went at, when the castle they
Yeah.
Oh,
project.
the light show at the end.
Oh, yeah,
that was
magical.
actually
I
amazing.
can't believe they do that
I nearly
every
teared.
night.
Oh, yeah,
And they have,
every
fireworks
night, 8
every
p.m.
night.
8
Crazy.
p.m. But like,
Sick.
because I was speaking to, because one of my cousins used to work at Disney,
Right.
and it is expensive. But with that, think of all the money. I mean, it's not even that
I
expensive.
totally yeah. I know we got a bit of a deal on our, I guess, but not much,
Yeah,
and
no,
it was still
I still
super
paid, like,
reasonable.
Yeah.
Like
35 quid.
it can
something like that.
obviously get expensive if you want to go to all the gift shops, you want to eat
Yeah.
there, and you want to do this.
Oh,
and
you
that.
could easily
Like,
spend like £200 on a day at Disneyland.
you could easily spend it, but like I think if you go and all you want to do is just experience it,
Yeah,
then it's
exactly.
actually really
It's like
reasonable.
cheap, yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
But she was saying some people are like, oh, it's all expensive, like some things, but with that you get all of the rides and the amazing, and then all of the parades that cost loads,
you get
all the actors.
a whole day out of it. Which
Isn't Disneyland loss making?
is it?
I that's what I heard.
It used to be.
Right, yeah.
It's like if they build a new land, it'll be loss making, but
Yeah,
then
of course,
over
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So it kind
Like-
of just like neutrals itself out.
Well,
in a
but
way.
the thing is, Disney's such a massive company; they can afford to just
Disney as a whole isn't loss making, obviously.
no,
But,
exactly.
like,
So they can
because
afford to
it's-
lose
yeah.
a bit on, or not make as much on the parks because it does so much for the brand.
Right, I see. I see.
Hey, welcome to our economics
Hell
podcast.
yeah. But also a cool fact: Disneyland Paris only owned like 40% of the park, and it was the French government who owned most of it. So they wouldn't give them enough funding for certain stuff. So some
So
buildings
they're like renting the land, basically.
kind
Something
of,
like that.
but some
Right, okay.
buildings weren't even painted. It was
word.
just wood, and over time it looks all old and stuff. But now like they now own 60%,
Wow.
so they've
Right.
got more funding or whatever. So all of the a lot of when you walk down Main Street, it's all like proper bright colours.
Sick.
And what for someone who has never been to Disneyland before? Is this Disneyland?
Disneyland, yeah.
and Disney World is the American one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for someone who's never been to Disneyland before, what do you say is your top of the list to do?
Oh my gosh, when you
Wait,
go...
let's separate out, right? Top ride, top
Right.
place to eat,
Okay,
Top
top
thing to see.
Yeah.
okay, right. Well, before anything, doors open at 10, but they actually open at 9:30. That's because for queues, so a load of guests will like arrive at like 10. But if you get there at 9:30, you get on all the rides first. So
that's
do
a top
it.
tip.
Yep, and with every ticket, you get a fast pass. So if you want to do one roller coaster, you can get a fast pass and then basically walk straight on a few hours later. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Now, I think a ride for all ages is Big Thunder Mountain.
Right.
Because it's like a runaway train, but it's not like a kiddie one. It's actually quite fast with
Okay.
big drops and stuff. But no,
So
I'd
that's
say
so
that's...
that's your
the
top pick
ride.
of the ride.
Yeah, for all-
someone who's never been. Just,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Top place to eat in Disney.
Ooh,
top
top
food?
place to eat. Well, it's like it depends because there's in the Cowboy Frontierland it's a lot of like cookout foods and shit.
Nice.
Like chicken, popcorn chicken, stuff like that.
Nice.
I personally love their pasta, and they do really cute Disney pizzas as well, which is really cute.
Nice.
Also,
And then-
things to see.
Yeah, your favorite, well, the thing to see.
Oh, you have to see the parade at night. No, not the
light
castle.
show.
Yeah,
Oh,
the castle
man.
at night.
That was
amazing.
like
It was
honestly,
incredible.
Nearly
Yeah.
brought a tear to my
Yeah.
eye.
Oh no,
like-
big time. Because it's
the
like
whole-
all these old memories of films. and
Totally,
stuff.
man. I was like, because I went into it, and I'd like, as Bron said, I'd never been to Disney before we went. Had you? Was it your?
No, it's my first time as well.
Yeah. Most people
Yeah.
think it's like a kiddie.
I was excited. Don't get me wrong. I
yeah.
was excited, but I was like, I wonder what
You can
this
be
is
a
gonna
little bit
like. And I
skeptical.
wasn't into rides either, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But man, I got to tell you, the whole day, like, big smile on my face.
Yeah.
It just creates such an atmosphere.
Yeah.
The whole place.
Yeah.
As
and all
soon
the
as you're there.
workers and
Everyone's
Yeah.
man. It's such a good vibe.
you
The
could,
weather was fucking great.
It
was
also
It was
amazing.
so
You
good.
you could spend the whole day at Disney and not go on a certain ride.
I totally
There's
agree. I totally
just
agree. Yeah.
looking like when you walk down Main Street when you first go in, it's all like 1930s, 1940s
Yeah.
buildings,
It's sick.
and you just look at all the designs, and then you go in the shops, and there's like you'll see like old telephones, and you pick it up and it's like original phone calls of Walt Disney
What?
and
Oh,
all
that's
that,
so
and it's just
cool.
it's just so cool. And then under the
So
castle
like
they
the
have a
attention
dragon.
to detail
Yeah.
is like so good.
Yeah, it's
Right.
insane.
That's wild.
Massive pirate ship, Skull Rock.
I remember when I
Peter
went,
Pan.
I had blue hair and a yellow bandana, and some kid thought I was Ninja, the gamer, and he got a photo with him.
Yeah.
He was
Oh
like
my
so buzzing.
God.
He came over, tapped me on the shoulder. Can I photo? And I was like, and I obviously, but it was Peter told me like. Well, maybe a couple of hours
chatting,
before.
like in the van, weren't we? Like, hey,
and
you
he
look
was
like
yeah,
Ninja.
you look like Ninja. I was like, oh yeah, this and that. I didn't know much about Ninja. You told me he was American.
Yeah.
So as soon as this kid walks up, I just put on an accent and like properly milked it. So there'll be a photo somewhere on this kid's Instagram
Him
of
with
me
Ninja.
tagged Ninja in, and it's like, no, it's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just this knobhead. Yeah. So, on to our second jet setter.
Yeah.
Chris, tell us all about where you've been. What was it like?
So I went to Abu Dhabi, which is next.
Nah,
to Dubai.
you went to Dubai.
Yeah, I said, how's Dubai to him? And Bron said
But then
Dubai
he
like 3
told
times.
he
No,
went.
but I told people I was going to Dubai because when you hear Abu Dhabi, you're like, where's that?
So he's a fraud.
But then if you say
Right.
Dubai, people kind of know more about it, and it's literally an hour down the road.
yeah, it's
So-
it's kind of like us to other bands on tour, and we just say we're from Liverpool.
It's
Oh, yeah,
literally that.
yeah, yeah.
From the world.
But yeah, no, it was sick. It's like 7-hour flight, and it's the first like long flight I've done.
Right.
I found it quite chill actually. It's quite comfortable.
Yeah.
We
What
got
films
you were-
did
you
you
were-
watch?
I didn't watch any on the way out, but on the way
Oh,
back.
that's a waste of money.
I've never been on
I
a
was-
flight with films.
Oh, mate, oh no, it's sick.
Like-
They had Pac-Man.
Oh.
And they have a little controller you can use. and, like, play
I
on the
saw
screen
on your
and shit,
Insta
yeah.
story. You had, like,
Yeah, they have
Don't
like, they have like
control.
loads of films that have just come out in the cinema.
Yeah.
and you
So
can just watch
on the
it
way
all.
back, I watched the second Zombieland and I watched Joker.
How was the second Zombieland? I want to know both your film reviews on these.
So fucking
I
good.
absolutely love the
I
first
love
one.
the
Oh
first
my
I
god!
love it.
I wouldn't. Do you know what? I'd say it's on par.
Yeah.
It's on par.
Yeah. I mean,
It's so good.
I'm super interested to hear your take on the Joker.
I thought it was such a smart film. I thought it was
Yes.
such a
Yeah.
good film. So basically the way I look at films and movies are different. A movie to me is like Zombieland is a movie, but like Shawshank Redemption is a film.
Okay.
Like The
no, I can
Imitation
see that.
Game is a
Yeah,
film.
Yeah.
And
I
like
can say The In-Betweeners is a film.
yeah, no, that's a movie.
Basically, he's
But
a,
they,
he's
like,
a snob.
No, but no. But like the In-Betweeners, it's called The In-Betweeners movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah.
Can you see where I'm coming
I can
from?
see where you're coming
Changed
from.
my
film,
mind,
film
yeah.
from a point of view is like film is like you'd go like critics' choice kind of like film, whereas movie is like you get like movie reviewers and it's all like cool
Like
and
scary movie, man.
like like scary. It's not
So
a scary film.
what's like what is Infinity War to you? Is that a movie or a film? Because I've got my
That's a
answer.
movie.
See, that's a movie.
That's
to
a
me
movie,
in
yeah.
this context. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I think
totally.
something-
The Exorcist
like
is a
something-
film.
something
like an
intense,
yes, yeah.
something intense that's could be portrayed as like fiction. It has a lot of real life to it. I
Like
feel
the
it's a
Wolf
film.
of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
That's like a film. That's like
See,
a
no,
big...
I wouldn't say that
Really?
because it's so
would say
funny. It's like a comedy.
Yeah,
I'd say it's like a movie.
Man, I'm gonna like. Is there a definition between
yeah,
movie
maybe.
and film? I think I always assumed it was an American English thing. To be
Yeah.
honest, movie and film.
But that's maybe what I see. I see like film as like English, and I see English as like a bit more proper.
okay.
to
Yeah,
A
American.
film is The Green Mile. Oh my god, it's so sad.
See, the Green Mile like is on the border for me because it's like it has the realism, but then this guy just sucks diseases and souls out of people. It's like, does that make it a film, a movie?
Yeah, see, I mean, Google would have you believe that movie is American and film is British, but I think that's bullshit.
Yeah,
And actually, Chris is completely right.
but it's just how I see it.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
but
But anyway,
The
you
Joker,
yeah.
I thought was a great film. I thought it was a really good film. I thought it was really interesting. I felt like the whole way through, I expected it to go like to peak, and it never peaked, but it never dropped. For me,
Yes.
I was always so interested,
That's
and I
fair.
think if you are a person, the kind of person who will watch a film and just be interested the whole way through, and can sit through a
So
film,
would you say
watch
like
it.
the Joker, Batman is like the Batman is a film?
the Batman's are movies. to me.
Yes, I would agree.
I
with
think
that.
they're far too like non-fiction.
Yeah, I think that was one thing that like people were quite keen to point out about the Joker is like, don't go expecting a superhero movie.
No, go
It's-
and expect the story of a man who is broken.
Yeah.
Like
And
that's,
it's.
I mean, that it literally is kind of what it is
Yes,
in a way.
I found personally, I found it a bit of a snooze fest. I thought it was all right. I thought it got into it and it got quality at the end.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but then I'm not much of a film appreciator.
Oh, Danny's actually sat. In fact,
Yeah, so
you're going to hear Danny as well.
Danny
on
is
another
sat
podcast.
with us. He's learning the ropes of a podcast here. He's just on Twitter, but
he's shaking.
but
his
he's
head.
shaking his head. He clearly did not like the Joker.
Nah, yeah, I didn't.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did?
Oh, he did. Yes, my
You
man.
can speak.
He rated it. I didn't.
Out of 10, what did you rate it?
11.
11 out of 10. Big time.
Fuck,
Big time.
I gave it like a 6.
Because before I'd seen it, I'd heard that it was like this fucking amazing film. Like IMDb were like raving about it and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, not sure about it. Because like when like a big film comes out and they go, oh yeah, it's this amazing piece, and I'm like, oh.
Well, this
off,
is one of those
surely
things.
not.
Like the Joker got really great, public reviews, but really, well, not poor, but like quite average critics reviews.
Yeah.
So I think it was one of them. Like there was a lot of hype and a lot of like maybe don't believe the hype at the same time.
Yeah.
So when I went to see it, I was already like, oh, I've heard so much about this film.
Yeah.
And I think that took away from just like enjoying it. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched that. But then also while I was out there, I watched with my uncle. We watched The Imitation Game. Have you seen that
The Imitation Game
with Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah,
seen it?
about cracking the Enigma code.
So
That is a
good.
brilliant movie.
It's
yeah, that's
so good.
That is a fantastic.
I was trying to explain it to Bron, and she was like, she got it in the end, but it took a while to kind of fucking
It's a
explain.
complicated.
It is a
like-
really complicated film.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's really interesting.
It's on Netflix, I think. Go and watch that. But yeah, Abu Dhabi is like, imagine if you got. It's in a desert, but it's right on the edge of the desert, so there's so much sea, and it sounds stupid. I was like, oh, it's in a desert.
Yeah.
And basically, my aunt and uncle live out there, so I went to go and visit them. And they moved out there 10 years ago. So when they were out there, there was like not a lot there.
Right.
But now it's like a big, like massive economy. Like it's still in a desert, but there's a lot of greenery and like big tall buildings. It's kind of like, imagine like a strip, like the beach strip of Miami,
Right.
but less party town.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
Like the city, and there's palaces everywhere. Like everything is so clean and so well built because they had this thing. They've just like stopped it and changed the way that they basically build stuff because the way that they were building stuff, they didn't have like the infrastructure and like the people who know how to build stuff. Because it's such a young, it's only been a thing for like 50 odd years.
Yeah, I guess.
None of the buildings lasted. So no building could be up for more than 20 years. After 20 years, it would have to get knocked down.
By law or just
By law.
just because they weren't very
Yeah.
good.
But then now, like the big like skyscrapers, you could call them, they're like properly like they've dug into the ground because it's sand. They've dug into the ground and like made like its platform strong enough and all that kind of stuff. So all the buildings look new because they all are, and it's only been a place for 51 years.
Man.
But it is unbelievable. Like everyone there is so nice, so polite. You don't get like, you can get a bit of a, I'm not going to go into it, but people can be a bit stereotypical about going out there because like it's right next to Saudi Arabia, and that's like people, you hear stuff and you read stuff, but it's nothing like that in Abu Dhabi.
Good.
It's such a nice place to go. And I would highly recommend if anyone gets the chance to go because the weather is amazing. Like it's winter for them, and it was, I think one day we were out there and it was like 45 degrees.
Ouch.
It was brutal.
That's hot.
But everywhere's so nice, and it is quite an expensive place to go, but if you get the chance, I would definitely do it.
Yeah.
It's so nice, and there's palaces everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh
Was
my
the
God.
scale just like mad?
Oh, it
Like,
was bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, because like the houses, so basically everything's super high ceilings because heat rises, so living height is like a good
nice
temperature, a nice temperature. Everything's air conditioned everywhere.
Yeah, I guess.
And
It'd
like
have to be.
the roads, this is really weird. So the roads are like kind of new, but nothing's finished. Like the roads aren't finished because they're constantly building. So like there's no paths. Everything is just sand.
Mad.
It's really cool, and it's like you'd have it. I've never been to America, but like in blocks,
Yeah.
and like the malls are like these massive buildings, and like in the middle, not like literally in the middle of a big sand square. But like it's all flat, like the sand's all flat and everything. It's really bizarre, but I've got some photos. I'll show you some photos. But like the palaces, I went to the Grand Mosque. Holy shit, that place is fucking massive. They can have 33,000 people praying at the same time in the mosque. It's insane. And the massive chandelier. Don't quote me on this, but I'm close. But it weighs something like 20 tons. Yeah, it's fucking massive. It's so big.
It's almost as big as my dick.
But yeah, it was a sick place to go, and I would definitely go back in a heartbeat. Because just the weather is so nice, as well, which makes it kind of relaxing. But I did feel like while I was out there, I was like, oh, I'd love to get on with some work.
Yeah.
But it's good because I feel like whenever we have a break or like someone's like, if I go to Portugal or something, when we all come back, we're like,
like raring to go, like feeling fresh. Like
how?
I do. No, just saying, I do feel fresh, but like the traveling is the thing that kind of like took it out of me.
Oh yeah.
Because like I got back. So when we were recording this, I got back yesterday.
Yeah.
And I got back, flew into Heathrow the same night, drove up to Stoke, and then at 10 in the morning drove here.
Yeah.
So I've done like nearly 4,000 miles in like less than 24 hours, and it's like.
Wild. Your head must be
complete-
fried.
Mate, I'm so
Right.
tired. I don't even know the time. What's the time? It's like 6.
Yeah, 6.
Jesus.
6:06.
So it's 10 o'clock for me right now, which is nice.
Yeah, you're ready for a nap.
But I know I'm going to
But
sleep so well.
Yeah.
Peter,
Yeah.
how was
How was
your
your time
week?
My time off. Yeah, no, it was great.
Pizza,
On the
producer,
Yeah, my time off at home. No, it was fun. I spent the whole time mixing some forthcoming Bronnie stuff, a bit of some other bands, and writing some music. But it was
Good stuff, man.
you know what? It wasn't even nice.
Was it like a nice
because-
change of pace?
No,
But
it was
oh.
probably it's the wrong direction. It was
All right.
It was nice to be able to have a couple of days to sort of tie up some loose ends and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But honestly, like I'd rather just be actually working.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's a bit like working without
A direction.
Yeah.
You're
'cause-
just aimlessly doing
yeah,
things.
I'm just like mixing stuff and like sending it to people who aren't here, just like
Yeah.
but no,
Waiting
it
for
was
replies
it was
and
fun.
stuff.
But I'm glad. I mean, even like since you got back from Disney, Bron, we've been like we've written,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
recorded. It's been like straight back in the swing.
We've already
of
written a
things.
song and we've recorded the vocals to the next
To the
song
next
we're gonna
single,
release,
which is
yeah.
now pretty much finished. So yeah, it's been already like the productivity in like the week since we got
Yeah.
back together, and like and we rehearsed today, rehearsed tomorrow, we've got a show on Sunday, so it's been sick. It's nice and busy now, like
it is
getting
nice
back
and
into
busy.
it.
It is nice and busy.
Yeah, it's always these like I think you look forward to the slow periods and then they
Until they
actually
come.
arrive, and then it's like
I just feel that's so great
Yeah.
because you kind of get I got a real sense of like well-being when I realized I love what I do so much. I've been taken away from it into this amazing place. I go and see some amazing things, but then as soon as I got back home, I was like, I need to do some work. I need to have something to do.
Yeah,
like I
man.
couldn't switch off like as much as I thought I wanted to. Like I really, really thought that I'd be like desperate just to have some time off.
Yeah.
But then I had the time off and I was like, this is so boring.
it's like nice for a day.
Yeah.
you
Oh.
got
Yeah,
like
for a day,
and
and then it's just
I think if I hadn't have been with my family while I was out there, because I haven't seen my cousins and stuff in a while,
yeah.
and like I see them when they fly over and stuff, but like to see them all together and just to be hanging out,
Yeah.
that was the saving grace for me, I think, because it was like nice to just be surrounded by people like I know and love that I don't see very often. So
Yeah.
that was like
Of
the
course,
thing that
yeah,
really
yeah.
made it worthwhile for me.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
it's
I
cool.
always find like if I go away or if we've been in Europe or wherever, like I still spend so much downtime on my laptop making stuff, writing stuff.
Yeah.
Man, like when you're in this, like doing what we do, it's so hard to switch off because it becomes
But
like
it's so good.
100%.
Yeah.
Like it's so much the best way to be.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
yeah, but man, it's nice to be back at it.
Yeah, for sure. I turned up today and I was like, oh, it feels good to be like back.
It must have
with the
been like,
gang.
what was it? I mean, because obviously it's like when you've been away, we've had this time off. I've pretty much played guitar every day, or I've been mixing
Yeah.
every day, or I've been doing this. Like, what was it like coming back and like sitting on a kit for the first time in like 2-3 weeks?
You tell me.
It was questionable. No, it was.
No, but I mean, it was though. If you think about it, like
It wasn't.
if we'd have done, the song that we're gonna do for the first time in Manchester,
We can probably say.
Oh yeah, so
yeah.
like Over You. We played that for the first time today all together, and I've written the drums for them, but I wrote them like a month ago, and I was listening back to them, and I was like, how I can't get my head around what I wrote, and I think like having that time off and not playing, it's funny how like you lose your. It's like losing match fitness. It's like
Totally.
the winter
Yeah,
break
yeah.
we've just had,
Yeah.
and getting on to the winter break.
Hello, and welcome to Peter Gebby's ASMR session. Can you hear the flame? Fresh, clean drinking water. Thank you for listening.
Oh, what is? Yeah.
So I was having
We don't know
I was having
what's
to
gonna
think
be
about
happening.
this. You've no idea what I'm going to talk
I
about.
thought Corona.
Nah, we'll get into that.
We'll get into the Corona stuff.
But
Okay.
I was thinking like we've had a winter break.
Yeah.
Football teams have a winter break.
Yes.
If we were a football team,
Mm-hmm.
what positions would we
Would
play?
we all play?
What positions do we play? And we can throw Mark into this.
I'd
And we
be-
can throw Danny into this as well.
Okay, right. I think. What? So we're putting together a five-a-side team.
Putting
here.
together a five-a-side team, what
I
positions
want to be
would we play?
defense.
See,
Alright.
I don't think you're a defender.
Fuck you. I am.
No, but this is as your
Defense
musician.
against
no,
dark
as your
arts.
musician, like
Oh,
as you
so
are
I'd
as a
be
musician.
striker
Well,
then.
yeah,
I think you'd be the
Bron's
striker.
Bron's
You'd
the
be a
top
goalie.
man.
I think it'd be. Do you think I'd be a goalie?
In terms of, I think the drummer's the goalkeeper of the band.
don't
They-
think-
Yeah, they don't run
they
around as much.
Stand
No,
at
no,
the
no,
back and sit still. Yeah.
No, but like, do you not think I'm like? I thought I'd be more of like the centre half because
Oh, yeah,
you keep
oh.
no because like you keep it moving, like you're sweeping, like it's constantly going.
Yeah, so no, I guess Mark's the goalkeeper in that sense.
Yeah.
It's- That's the manager's role, is to stop shit from going
Yeah.
wrong at the back
Yes.
end. And
I'd say Pete's centre mid,
okay, yeah, controlling
and
midfield,
I'd say
yeah.
Danny is the tricky left winger.
Yeah, you're dead
That's
right.
what
You
I
know,
say.
you're dead-
All
We've
those
got
little-
like, so we've basically got Chris's centre back, Bron's up top, I'm CDM,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Dan's our attacking midfield,
Yeah.
like playing out on the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a balanced
Danny's
five-a-side team
basically
down the
like
middle.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
He's not happy with that. I'm Van Dijk and he's Jack Grealish. I think I'm more
But yeah.
Phil Jones than Van
Yeah, I was
Dijk.
gonna say, yeah.
Shout out to Phil Jones.
No. Fuck Phil Jones. Sorry.
That's rude.
Wait,
Take
who's
that back.
defense?
Me,
Chris, yeah.
centre half. Do you know what's interesting? I've got in my Instagram bio centre half for Bronnie Music.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why you brought this
That's
up,
the-
was it?
No,
And
no,
then
no.
Yeah.
full
No,
circle.
I've-
You said goalkeeper and he went, nah, centre half,
Yeah.
I reckon.
No. The reason why I brought it up is because I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about like if they were talking about Radio 1 and they were saying who would be like the manager of Radio 1 and
Right.
one of them goes Annie Mac straight away. It's like
Yeah.
she's the one who goes to the board when someone's got a problem, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I definitely think.
Who's the captain?
captain of the team?
Who's the captain of the team?
Me, bitch.
This is her name's on the badge.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's interesting though because like Bronnie's being the striker, it kind of works out because like she scores the goals, she gets the glory.
Hell
But like
yeah.
you don't realize how much work strikers have to do. Like they don't do a lot of leg work, tell you that. But but if without them you can't score goals.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Can't get promoted.
Without me, you can't score.
Exactly.
That's the
You
Bronnie
guys.
motto from now on. that's her email signature.
Without me,
Without
you
me,
can't score. Virgins for life.
We should make a Bronnie FC t-shirt.
Like
I'd
Nick Deep
fucking
did.
love to, man. Yeah.
But it's gotta be black
Yeah.
with like
Definitely.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing it if it's not black.
black or purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Punching the microphone.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought, though. Let's do it. Let's back out the concourse tonight and we'll go play some five-a-side in these positions. We'll see how we
100%.
fare.
I used to play centre half when I was at.
Oh, well,
When I
there
was
you go.
a youth.
I used to play in the back of my six-a-side team.
It's so
We've
good.
got a
I used to
team of
play
defenders
defence.
here.
I
Did
used
you?
to.
Yeah,
so
I was the
you
only
would've
girl on
got-
the
You would have
football
actually
team.
got a back four.
four.
Well, centre halves. I reckon you'd be a
Nah,
fullback.
nah, you two need to be the fullbacks.
Oh, I'd be an attacking fullback. Well, yeah, but now I play
Wait,
up
no,
front
hang on.
because I
Well,
went.
we'd have Bron and you as fullbacks then.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
You're left-footed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
there we
here
go.
we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, lad.
I'm Trent.
You're trying.
You can
We've
be
got
Andy
Robbo
Robertson.
in
I
there.
got in primary. This is primary school. I was the only girl on the football team, and they were like, "Oh, that means you're a lesbian." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Man.
I've got a friend.
And then I stopped playing football because they started
Yeah,
teasing
that's
me.
tough.
But you see, that's fucked up.
Fuck
That's
you guys.
So bad. I've got a
except
friend
except
who's
for
a
except for a
girl.
lot of men are lovely.
I've got a friend who's a girl,
like Peter Gebby.
and she plays for England and Chelsea. Nuts.
That's mad.
Sick.
Wow.
But she was better than most of the guys at her. She's the year below me. Better than most of the guys.
I think
at
you'd
her
have
age
to
group.
be. It's weird, man. It's like I mean, I went to an all boys school.
All lads.
You went to an all girls school, and like for our years 7 through 11. So I never like had a comparison to like where the girls were, and as well like our schools were very set in their ways. Like mine and Bronze schools were like connected but not. Like she's the local girl school, it's the local boys
It
school.
sucked because we didn't do football. It was like, no, you have to do girly sports,
exactly,
like netball,
man.
and I was like,
I
oh.
love
remember,
netball, man.
I
Netball's
remember speaking
sick.
to like girls in your school who were like, man, I just want to play football,
Yeah.
but we're not allowed. And like, and to be fair, we weren't allowed to play football in like our games lessons. But we did it.
Was it like rugby and cricket? And
Rugby,
stuff?
hockey,
hockey,
fucking I didn't enjoy any of them. I
Oh, we were made to do hockey. Oh my god! So we had to walk 10 minutes, and it was always we happened to do. You know how you do a certain sport every quarter of the year.
Yeah.
Hockey was always when it was winter, so we'd have to go on the AstroTurf.
I would rather do that than play rugby in the winter. I'll tell you that. That
we
is
had to do
cold as
rugby
fuck.
in the winter.
I loved rugby though, because at my school no one really played rugby, so I was like the really good one. So I was like really lucky in a way.
See, I got myself into that position by like so in year 7 we sorted ourselves into sets for games by doing a cross country run.
So you were there like
I was there like, well, I'm just
walk.
gonna walk. So I got sorted into Group D,
Nice.
lower set, and then I was just like, well, hang on, I'm kind of like the best here, and I suck at sports,
Yeah.
but like in this,
You're the best of a bad bunch.
So then they every now and then the teacher would be like, do you want to move up into Group C? And I was like, nah, I got some mates here. I'm comfortably the best at most sports. So
Nice,
this is as good as
nice.
it gets for me in sports.
Yeah.
So I was in the worst six-a-side team in footballing history, though.
Really?
Stinson Rangers FC.
Stinson Rangers.
3 seasons we played in our six-a-side league.
Did you have some dodgy names in that six-a-side league?
What team names?
Yeah.
We had.
Geeby.
The only one that stuck with me is LA Dairy Milk. Because like LA Galaxy and
That's
Dairy
a
Milk.
terrible name.
not great.
I played for ABCDEFC.
Hey.
We had a couple of terrible. We had Madeline Milan. God, some others. Oh, there were some really, really bad ones that I don't want to mention.
See if I can dig up the stats for our football team, but I can tell you off the top of my
you know
head.
what?
In 3 seasons, we drew 1,
Nice.
won 0,
One?
lost everything else.
What?
Every single game
How
bar
many
one that we
seasons?
drew. 3 seasons. Bottom of every league. We had. I've got a screenshot somewhere from when we finally crossed over the 100 goals conceded in our season.
No
It
way.
was amazing, but we all had so much fun every Monday
That's
night.
so lame.
We'd rock up to the
had
AstroTurf
fun.
and just get battered, and we'd love it. But Loz joined the team 1 season. Shout out to Loz.
Nice.
And scored like 5 in his first 5.
Let's go.
It was like we thought we'd done it. We were like, we found the dream striker here. But
Nice. We got Charlie's Unicorns.
Charlie's Unicorns. Nice.
I need to find like the leagues. I gotta find this league. It's so fucking. This is it.
Can I just read out this tweet I saw?
Yes.
Yes.
This is trending like number 1 on Twitter. I was eating bodega. Is that how it's called?
Bodega.
Yeah. I was eating bodega grapes at my desk on a recent Monday morning when my phone started buzzing. Check Facebook. Check Twitter. Are you okay? I thought it was an emergency. I just found out my ex-boyfriend has a new girlfriend, Lady Gaga.
That's so good. We've got. This is a brilliant one. You'll like this one. Only put Matip in.
Nice.
Oh. Hangover 69. No, 96. Fuck it.
Freudian slip.
Fuck that.
That's really good.
KFC.
That's my favourite
so
one.
Good.
Yo, look,
I like that
if
chicken.
you're listening to this and you've ever played in a 5, 6, 7-a-side league and you have some amazing team names, or even if you haven't and you've just got
Oh
the
yeah, if you've
inspiration
thought of some.
for some
The
fantastic team
Sesk
names.
Pistols.
Oh my god.
That's so
In
good.
fact,
Yeah, go comment on our Instagram post
Yeah.
on @MomIt'sMyLife.
and whichever one the best is, if we ever do form a football team, a 6-a-side or a 5-a-side
You're allowed
team,
to play with us.
We will choose the name.
Oh
we
yeah.
will use your
Fuck
name.
you, you're not allowed to play with us,
No,
but
no,
we'll choose your
fuck.
name.
Not having peasants on the team.
Fuck that.
Oh my god.
Someone actually, like, that's an official. How did they get?
So good.
How are they? I can't even speak. How are they
I've got to mute. I've got to take some of these out. I'm gonna mute a couple of
Oh
these.
god, yeah, please do.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm. You know, it's a good year for me to talk about football. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, fair.
Liverpool, but not for Man City. Whee!
At least
If they win the Champions League, I can kind of see it happening.
they
Do
won't.
you not think?
Nah, Liverpool will.
Unfortunately for Pete, by the time this goes out, Liverpool have just been knocked out of the Champions League. Oh, unfortunate. Sorry, banter.
Now they're not allowed. Not under my roof.
I was our team's manager for the second and third season.
You'd have got the sack if I was playing.
Well,
mate.
like, it wasn't
If
a-
I was chairman,
We-
call me Daniel Levy. You're getting the sack, mate.
It wasn't really a case of like team selection. It was
Right.
more me desperately messaging people to
Yeah,
try and
yeah.
find enough to bring up the team.
Fancy
for
a
that
game
week.
on a Monday night.
Look, I don't want to shade my best friends, but I'm going to call him my best friend ahead of the shade, so it's fine.
Fair.
But we dragged Will Whitby down to play for us.
Is he
one
just
day.
a nut job? Does
Will-
he just kick people?
Look, we did have a guy like that. But no, Will was amazing. We were psyched. He turned up for his debut match and got told to leave the pitch after 2 minutes because he didn't have shin pads. And none of us had ever fucking worn shin pads for 6-a-side.
I was gonna say you want shin pads.
Yeah. And
If
so,
if I saw a team turn up in shin pads, I'd be like, yeah, we're having these boys 6 or 7 here.
Yeah.
Like,
We
100%.
were like, because I used to have my stretcher in this ear. The ref pulled me off the pitch and went, "That's the most dangerous thing I've ever seen on a football pitch." I was like,
no, it's not. Watch this.
Going
2
2
foot.
No, we had a guy on our team who we don't really communicate with anymore. But
Right.
he there was a point like every game he was just getting in a scrap, and we were just
That's
we were getting
the
a
best.
reputation of being like really shite. Everyone knew that we were the worst team there. But then it was fine because it was banter and we were
Yeah.
a group of nice lads, so everyone was
Yeah.
fine. And then we just had this one
Oh,
knobhead
for God's
who was
sake.
just, and he was like,
Just ruins
like
it,
because
dunno.
teams would wind him up as
Yeah.
you know you would. He's like getting a little barge, getting a little cheeky kick here and
Yeah.
there, and he would just lose his rag every
I
week.
can't
It
understand that.
was hysterical.
Although
Sounds like tiny man syndrome.
It
like.
literally.
I
Was he
admire the
small?
fact that
He
you
was
kept
pretty short.
turning up every week. That takes balls.
Yeah, mate. The
I'd have
Stints
gone
and
on to another
Rangers
team and
don't
I'd been
quit.
like,
No,
got
it
room
was,
for a sub here, lads.
it was just all our sixth form mates. So
Yeah,
it was,
fair.
It was
Enjoyable.
it was a social thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But man, we were bad. One time, I used to play at the back as well, so it was like didn't get forwards very much. And then one time, I just like hit one from fucking way out. It was just it looked like it was going right in the top bin, hit the post, and I nearly cried. And everyone like the striker turned around and was like, fuck did that come from? I was like,
So what's everyone looking forward to for Manchester? Obviously, when this comes out, we'd have played it. What
Yes.
song is everyone looking forward to playing the most at Manchester?
Really excited to do over you because
Yes,
it's like
yeah.
nice and refreshing.
Same. I'm
new.
so excited, but so nervous for that.
yeah, man.
I just it's
Same.
a difficult song to play.
It's a tough one. Having Get a Grip back in.
Yeah.
I think it's nice. We haven't
Get
done
a
that in a
Grip.
couple
In
of
rehearsals,
shows.
I really enjoyed it, and it was one of those
Super
songs
fun.
that, like, I feel like because we played so much, I kind of not get bored of it, but it's one of those things. It's like because you know it so well, like it's like muscle memory kind of
Yeah,
thing.
so
So,
there are
you don't
songs that are
engage
like-
your
yeah.
brain as much as like say a newer song. But after playing it today, I was like, oh, I'm feeling this.
Yeah,
you know?
same.
Which is
I'm
nice.
really. I think it's. I mean, we're gonna keep saying this because as you add new songs,
Yeah.
it's gonna get better. But like, this is probably our strongest set list. I would say
I would
Yeah.
agree.
that we've done.
And
at a
in
show.
rehearsal today, when we were playing, because obviously we got Danny playing early guitar, it just sounds so much
Yeah.
fatter. And when in rehearsals when we were playing Lost and Found, when it goes,
Yeah.
but when it all came in, I literally got goosebumps. I was like, oh,
that was the one for me. Like, I love Lost and Found's a song, but that for me has almost become the one. Like you were saying about Get a Grip, like it's so muscle memory to me.
yeah.
But then playing it today, I was like, "Yo, this is sick!" I'm super excited to play that one. It's always one of my favorites live.
Yeah,
because
and
of
fans always
the
just
feel
go,
of it,
yeah.
the like jumpiness.
I might throw in that swing thing.
Yeah,
What
Now you're fucking
What
lying.
song was that? Was that Lost and Found?
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to get a pay cut, then yeah.
Wicked. But yeah, guys, if you came to Manchester, let us know what you thought of it online after hearing this, if you haven't already.
Yes.
Because we
enjoy the feedback on gigs.
Massively,
I really enjoy
man.
the feedback.
Massively.
Yeah, exactly.
I think people are like reluctant to like bombard you with like videos and shit of you playing after a gig.
That's
and
the best thing.
But like, man, I love it.
Yeah.
I love seeing that because you never get to see yourself.
Yeah.
You never.
I always love tweets of fans saying, "Oh, I thought this song was gonna be my favorite, and I wasn't really a fan of like the other one, but the other one ended up being my favorite song of the set." So it's a nice.
No, we love feedback, especially like in a way if you've got an ear for it. Constructive criticism, I also think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like, because I get that, but visually, like, smile more.
Yeah.
But,
which I suppose it's good that your main the main criticism you find yourself receiving isn't your drumming.
Yeah. You should give up drums. But yeah,
I'm a bit worried about match fitness after the winter break, to be honest. It could be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, do you know what?
Yeah, as soon as I came back, I was like, right, gym time.
I feel like I've gone on a right footballer's like winter break. I've gone out, had a bit of sun, done some swimming.
Yeah, it's probably been.
I reckon I'm gonna be back to full match fitness come Sunday. I reckon because I felt good.
Good.
Felt good.
I should hope so.
Yeah.
It's from, like, we must have had such different, like, the previous 7 days here has been pissing with rain, gale force winds.
She won. Gale won. Miss Force won.
Gale Force.
Did you get that?
I like it. Gale Force wins.
I've been like, what, 33 degrees.
Sunning it up in the fucking pool.
But Pete, that's where lying comes in handy.
We
had a heat wave, Chris.
I ordered pizza and mojito to my sun lounger.
Oh, the life.
It was so good.
What a wanker.
Oh wait, I do have to say we did bottomless brunch and I had mojito on tap, and basically you pay like a not a small sum of money, but you paid money, and you can just go up and eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want, and it's between 12:30 and 4. And it's just the best. And you're sat on the patio looking out to the golf club with the sun.
Jealous.
It's beautiful. Also, a thing I found out that they do over there, if you get coffee, finely ground coffee, and put a match in it and let it burn, it sees flies off.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's a thing.
Do they do that in Portugal?
People do it in campfires and stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah.
There you go.
But Pete, I know a way how we can get bottomless mojitos and pizza in summer.
Tell me.
We just make Chris give them us. So we just sit on the sun lounger and then we go, servant!
Chris, bring me my pizza.
He goes, yes, sir, sorry, sir.
You just click and I come over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in fact, that'll be my birthday. So then Chris can't say no.
Yeah, because it's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
I definitely can.
No, you won't.
Fuck.
Not when we've got a knife to your head.
Just everyone gets a BB gun except for Chris.
Yeah.
It's like a paintball gun.
If Chris says no, be like,
we'll give Chris a water gun. Everyone else gets a BB gun.
Fuck.
50 points for the head!
Please don't shoot me in the head.
In the head.
Oh, imagine getting shot in the earlobe.
I've been shot in the back of the head with a BB gun.
I've never been shot by a BB gun.
Have you not?
No. What do you mean?
I got shot by a BB gun.
What? Am I the only? Danny, have you been shot by a BB gun? Fuck.
Of course he
I'm
has.
the only one.
Lives in the heart of Liverpool.
Yeah.
Probably been shot.
Been shot by a gun.
Yeah. So guys,
on that note,
on that comfortable note, keep hydrated. Wash your hands.
Yeah, all the time.
Don't breathe in people's faces. It's rude. And
just don't breathe heavily, man.
Don't breathe heavily.
If I can
pick
hear
your
you
feet
breathing,
up.
it's too much.
Pick your feet up and don't breathe heavily.
Jesus Christ.
And chew your mouth shut.
Fuck's sake.
That's my advice for all the listeners.
Now fuck off.
Yeah. So.
Hey, we've been we. You've been you. Pete's getting a call.
Will Whitby's ringing.
Pete's getting a call. Wicked. Right.
Wait. Say hi to the podcast, Will. Hey, all right, I'll call you back in a sec.
This is Will, who was the five-a-side guy.
Yeah, that's
five-a-side Will, nut job Will.
Didn't bring his fucking shinnies.
No shinnies, Will.
No shins. Right, guys, we've been we.
We've been you. Thank you for listening.
Feliz Navidad, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Mom, It's My Life.
Thank you for listening to the Mom It's My Life podcast. Bronnie and Pete are hobberknockers who forgot to end the podcast, so now I am here. I don't get paid enough for this job, man. Fuck.